High top sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's high top sports, baby.
Let's get it. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports. Happy Tuesday morning to all you beautiful people out there this morning. Got a great show in store for you guys, talking a lot of basketball as we heat up for one of my favorite, if not my favorite time of year, March Madness. The SEC tournament starts, I think, tomorrow. We wouldn't know because we got a couple of buys, you know what I mean? So we play on Friday, which we'll get into that. And then, of course, next week we'll begin the Madness where March Madness begin. So a lot of great stuff there. And of course, practice week 2 starts today. They probably snap the ball here in about 20 minutes. So 8:32. We got a great show in store for you guys tomorrow morning as Zach Goodall will join us here at 8:05 to talk about all things he's seen thus far. Then Isaac from Florida Victorious will join us on Friday morning to discuss all things he has seen over the course of 4 practices. Again, he was able to go to that practice on Saturday, but cannot speak to it. But ultimately, we'll still get to hear him talk about the entirety of the situation at that point. And at that point, we'll have talked to 4 different people that have been to all of these practices and getting a lot of different perspectives about it. And once again, formulating our own opinion, as we always do, on how we are on the road to 12-0. All right. So good morning. Happy to have you. Smash the like button, subscribe. Of course, we've got Cody the Prof joining us here on this beautiful morning. Cody, how you doing, big guy?
Good.
A lot of great stuff yesterday with your video, yeah?
Yeah. There was some claims that I sped it up.
Was there? I didn't see those.
False. Yes, I sped
great
up,
claims.
Sped up the end.
Great claims.
Yeah. So I would never. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, nope, just me.
Here's how I can confirm that Cody did not speed it up. When Cody sent me called me, FaceTime me on the original draft, he couldn't even figure out how to make his face bigger. So, which is probably one of the easiest editing tools there are. So I can assure you he has no clue how to slow it down, if you will.
Speed it up.
Yeah. Look, I said it on last night's show. Very, very, very proud, very happy with what I saw, but very nervous that there wasn't many leg workouts. So
legs twice a week, dog. Legs twice a week.
Okay, well, we need clips. All right.
Okay.
So I'm editing the next one. So I need clips. I'm taking full reign there. Boys and girls, John, our guy. John Austin.
What is up, everybody?
Good morning, John Austin and the pup. Good morning.
Maurice, he decided to join the stream for this one. He doesn't like it when basketball's on, but when it's calm in the morning, he'll join.
Oh yeah, he's hiding when it's Buck Wild.
He hasn't met us then yet. Because we get Buck Wild in the morning.
Yeah, Cody and I were talking about that on Saturday during the Kentucky game. Like when a game comes on, he goes under the bed. He's like, I'm good. I don't need this. He doesn't like the horns. He doesn't like me yelling. So he sees his way out as soon as basketball gets turned on.
That's how my kids and wife are. It's funny.
Yeah.
Larry. Cody, man, I always root for the underdog, but you ain't an underdog anymore. You're on the plus side. Look at that, Cody.
I appreciate it.
Turning some heads. He's in a weird place right now. The support's like more overwhelming than it's ever been. He's kind of like he's used to being in this like underdog mentality where everyone's kind of going against him. So I had to punch him in the gut a little bit. I had to bully him back a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice, healthy balance as anything.
That hype video was awesome, though, man. It got me believing, and I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie from the beginning, but I got me believing. I don't know if I'm just drinking the Prof Kool-Aid. I've been spending too much time in streams with him, but I'm believing in him now.
Yeah, it's possible. Possible too much Kool-Aid. Oh, there's still some hate. 5.7. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen, but.
You'll be all right.
Trapezoid of doom here.
Hate's good for you. Quit being such a baby about it. It's fine. It's not hate. He's just giving you his prediction. 5.7 is still very healthy. I mean, hell, I'm still hurting from when I ran mine. Well, John, we got basketball, man, we get to talk about. And here's, before we get into this graph, I do want to talk about this, man. We've obviously, it's been a blast covering this with you, having conversations from week to week. And I mean, what was like 3 weeks ago? We were like, we were a 3 seed. Remember we did our very first Brackettology show? And we were like, 1 seed's no way. Like that's a hope and a prayer needs to happen for that one. 2 seed felt very promising, even after that week because of what happened in front of us. It was like, yeah, 2 seed's probably good to go. The number 1 overall 2 seed was definitely in reach. And now here we are at the end of the season, sitting in predicted to be the number one spot, which I'll pull that graphic up here in just a minute. But man, what a hell of a stretch of 3 weeks here for the boys.
Yeah, I think Florida is definitely the hottest, or if not the hottest, one of the top 3 hottest teams in the country right now. And I think UConn has really looked unimpressive these last couple of weeks. And I think that them losing to such a terrible team like Marquette really opens that door for us. And I think you're seeing that reflected. I think Joe Lunardi has us as a 1 seed now. Field of 68 has us as a 1 seed now. And I realize a lot of people will go back to the whole Notre Dame Miami thing with the playoff and the head-to-head. But I do think that I think people see it. And I think that the bracketology guys, they don't put credence into the fact that, yeah, we lost to them on a neutral court by 3 or 4 points, 5 months ago. I think they're more worried about what's happening now in the body of work. And I didn't even realize this. I was listening yesterday that the SEC is actually the top rated net conference in the country, which I did not. I thought we were having a down year, which I think we still are. I don't think there's the power that it had last year. But if we're the top ranked net conference in the country and we run through the SEC tournament like I think we all believe we will and should, then I don't see there's any way that they keep us out of that 4th number 1 seed. I don't think we'll usurp, a Michigan or a Duke or Arizona if they go through their tournaments the way that they should. But if they open the door at all, I think we could slide up into that 3 or 2 number 1 seed. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, if you're a 1 seed, it doesn't really matter. And it really doesn't matter anyway. We need to just we're going to have to beat a couple good teams regardless of who we play in this tournament.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was seeing the same thing. As you were literally talking, I was like, man, even I would say our conference has been harder than UConn. And yeah, it does feel like a down year, which just shows you how good it was last year. Last year was, what was it, 16
stacked
teams that made the tournament or something like that? Oh, yeah,
it was stacked.
Now, it didn't. Well, we did win the championship, so I can't say it didn't bode well. And the SC won and had 2 of the Final 4 teams. Like, that's pretty damn good. I mean, you can only
4 in the Elite 8. Like it was historic.
Yeah, you're gonna get beat up, right? I think at first people are like, "Oh, look, SEC teams are losing." I was like, when you have 16 of them, yeah, they're gonna lose. It's just kind of the way that cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, I was thinking more of just UConn or SEC versus UConn's conference. It's just not much to write home about. But yeah, I mean, I would argue the Notre Dame and Miami situation when we had the same record, but now they don't. And they've lost, 2 or 3 games here within the last 30 days where Florida hasn't lost since January 26th. I mean, there's completely 2 different situations. Not only have they not lost, they've made everybody look like a lesser of a human being when playing against them, which is just, like you said, a whole other animal.
Yeah, 7 points honestly flattered Kentucky on Saturday. That game was never really that close. It got to 5 at one point, but the game was already over. We were all watching it. We saw it. And funny enough, I thought that UConn had the Big East sewn up, but I guess because they lost to Marquette Saturday and St. John's won, St. John's is actually the Big East regular season champion. So the Big East is dog shit, and they didn't even win it. Like I don't know how they managed to not win that, but they did not win it. And so I think bracketology and those guys are going to take that into account. I do think they're still going to stick us in a bracket with them. And I'm not necessarily relishing the idea of playing a UConn team that Dan Hurley, we've talked about how much of a psycho he is. He actually got ejected on Saturday. He's got a 2-game ban and like a $75,000 fine for touching a ref, which we've all been there. We've all wanted to touch refs at different points in our life. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I wouldn't have done the same thing that Dan Hurley did. But I do think that I don't like the idea of playing them, but I also think there's no reason we can't beat them, especially considering how close we were playing earlier this year when we weren't playing well at all. So I think that I hope that it's kind of like we replace them basically. And I want to see us do back-to-back. And I think if we can go through UConn, that would mean even more that we beat the last team that went back-to-back and beat Dan Hurley again. But he's not going to go down without a fight, and you have guys on that team, some veterans, like Caravan is one of those players. He's been there all 4 years. Kind of reminds me of like a Tyler Hansbrough type where he's had success. He hasn't always been the best. He actually did not play very well on Saturday. I think he had 2 points, and he's basically the key to their team. You look at the games they win, he's scoring 15, 20 plus. and then get games where he has, 5-10 points, they lose. So I think Caravan is the key. And if we can shut him down with Tommy Houck playing him on defense, I think we're fine. And I looked at the bracketology, which I'm sure we'll get to. I don't see anybody in our side of the bracket that should worry us until at least the Elite Eight, in my opinion.
John, you're coming to the Bet US on Thursday, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Every time we talk, John kind of drops subtle hints that he's ready to run, smash someone's head through the wall.
Oh, we gotta get him on War. War gets dicey, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just fuel the fire before we get him on the live stream. Hey, John, come dabble with 100 bones over here on War real quick.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome.
It's gonna be great. What's this trapezoid we're looking at, big man? This is as of yesterday.
Yeah, as of yesterday. I mean, it's still looking like the Gonzaga one is one that still I don't really agree with. Louisville has been hot recently. They beat Miami on Saturday. They're looking pretty decent, but I do think some of these teams in the trapezoid I wouldn't give that much, to. I think that Duke is another one that sticks out just because of how high their net rating is. But you look at their tempo; they play it pretty slow. But I think Michigan, Arizona, and Florida, we've talked about them. They're still there. Our tempo is almost moving us out of the trapezoid, which is kind of crazy. But I think that just speaks to how well we can run the floor with a team as large as our team is. You saw it on Saturday when teams try to run the floor with us. They think, oh, they're big, they'll get tired. It doesn't happen. We have probably the biggest bench in the country with Brown and Hanlogton and Klavjar, and then even CJ Ingram has been giving us meaningful minutes in these last couple of weeks. And I think that there are very few teams that can compete like that, where we don't really miss that much of a step. And honestly, sometimes our shooting gets even better when we go to our bench with Klavjar and Isaiah Brown. So I think that I don't see a way where we're not in the Final Four right now. Obviously, the tournament, anything can happen. But I've been watching a lot. I watched like 17 hours of basketball between Saturday and Sunday this week. And I just don't see a way this tournament doesn't end up with at least 3 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. I think it's going to be 4. My bracket will have probably 4 1 seeds in it. I realize that's what's happened last year, and it's chalky as chalk can be, and it's kind of a cop-out. But I think that's kind of the way that the game is moving now because of the transfer portal and NIL. I think you're going to see it's going to make the Final Four even better every single year. The Final Four last year was historically good. I think the Final Four this year will be historically good. And I think we won't get necessarily Cinderella runs, but we've talked about that where I think those teams that are going to be in the 3 to 6 seed range, I think you're going to see a lot of upsets of those guys in the second round or maybe the third round, where you will see a 7 or an 8 seed. Like if a BYU or a Kentucky can get hot, they could take out some of those 3 or 4 seeds. I don't know how many mid-majors that I've watched that I would pick in any of these games. Like I watched Troy a lot this weekend. I bet on Troy like 3 times this weekend. I loved watching them. They have this kid from Dothan, Alabama. I forget his name right now, but shout out to Dothan. And Troy, there just aren't that many teams that I think can hang with these big boys, with the fact that a lot of the guys that are transferring in would have made these mid-major teams. Like you say, if you have Xavier Lee still on a Princeton, maybe they're dangerous, but Princeton's nowhere to be seen. So I think this is just the way that it is now. And while it does diminish the March Madness and the Cinderella stories, I think it will make for much better games on the back end.
Miami of Ohio, that they got a perfect season rolling right now. Is that a team that can stir some
the bubble,
stir some pot?
The fact that they're on the bubble is kind of travesty. Like they're 31-0. I don't care what conference you're playing in. If you're 31-0, you should be in the tournament. But I will say I've watched back. They had a luck compilation that someone posted the other day where the amount of games that they've won where they were right there about to lose, and then they hit a last second 3, go to overtime and win. Even against Ohio, they win. They just eke by, and they play these teams that are not good. The MAC is not good. It makes for some great Tuesday night, Wednesday night action in college football, but not historically a basketball conference. And I do think I'd love to say that Miami of Ohio could make a run, and they could because they shoot the ball extremely well. And who's to say that first weekend they don't just shoot lights out and a team can't hang with them? They could do it, but would I pick them beyond maybe if they're an 11 seed playing a 6 seed, I might pick them, but I certainly wouldn't go against them if they were playing like a 3 seed, like a Nebraska or a Michigan, especially a Nebraska, because that would be such a matchup nightmare for them because they basically play exactly like Nebraska does, just not as well.
Gotcha.
Todd Golden only to get back-to-back 1 seeds in history of basketball. It hasn't happened officially yet, but that would be interesting. Yeah, Miami of Ohio, I think it'd be fun to see them in it. But look, for people to talk about the Cinderella stories, like I love Cinderella stories in the first round. This whole idea of like, oh, it's just chalk, it's just the 1 seeds. Shut up. when it was St. John's
cool
and when UConn
when
won.
Butler made it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't mind one, but like 3 years ago when UConn won their first one, and it was like the Final Four was like St. John's.
Yeah, terrible.
And it was like 8 seed, 4. It was awful. Yeah. It was awful. And anybody who tells you otherwise, they're a psycho. Run far, far away from that human. Okay, it's fun for upsets. I get it. We love it. But the whole point is that we want to see the blue bloods at the end of the day. You want to see the best of the best. You see it all season long. You want to see it come to a head in March. That's what you want. And like you said, yeah, last year's Final Four was incredible. The Duke-Houston matchup was great. The Auburn-Florida matchup was great. And then, of course, I mean, the national championship was pure cinema. I mean, for the fact that the winning team led for only 30 seconds because it was just such a dogfight was incredible. And I mean, for our side, anyways, every game that Florida played in was absolute chaos. So
cardiac kids.
We didn't get any type of fluff piece at all. There was zero. We played every top seed that was available outside of St. John's. We played 3 seeds. So like whatever. It was nuts. But $2 FSU watch party for baseball fans tonight. Yeah. So Gator, we're trying to work with Dave on the High Top Sports baseball channel. I'm trying to connect it, and it's not letting me connect. But he wants to stream the baseball. Maybe he just streams it on this main channel if we can't get it to do that. But I think he's trying to grow that channel. Let's bring this bracket up here, or I guess the field of 68 here, John. That's not very visible, is it?
Can you stream them to both? Maybe if you put high top first and then
it won't let me add. It won't let me add as the problem.
Oh, okay.
But is that visible? Pretty tough, huh?
Yeah, I can kind of make it. I can make out our half of the bracket.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna while y'all talk about it, I'm gonna go to the Brackettology on ESPN and I'll just share that.
But I got glasses that can see your future. They're so
I'm looking at this. I think North Carolina against High Point is an intriguing 5-12. If you're looking Vanderbilt against South Florida, I'm very high on South Florida. I think the way they play.
Can we do this, John?
Oh, we got another one. All right.
Yeah, I like this. This is clean anyway. So we got the bracket watch. Look at Auburn, huh? After being the number 1 overall seed last year to the last team in this year.
That's some nepotism bullshit, man. Auburn does not deserve to be in this tournament. They are not. They beat us, sure, but they are not a good team, and I hate it. And like you have Bruce Pearl pounding the table for them on ESPN to be in the tournament. It's just disgusting, man. They don't deserve it. Come on, what are we doing here?
Oh,
I wanted to loss team.
I wanted to ask you how my exciting whites over there at UW Wisconsin are looking this year.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
They're getting hot at the right time. I think they're a team that'll be probably a 6 seed that I would not against Iowa State. I don't hate that matchup. I think Iowa State probably still wins that, but that would be another one of those like second round matchups that we talked about where you could see a lot of these 3 or 4 seeds lose. I would say Wisconsin would be one to watch for sure there. I think North Carolina, Purdue, I don't think that one will be much of anything. I think North Carolina, if they did make it and play Miami of Ohio, I think that could be a very tough matchup for them, especially if Miami of Ohio is shooting the way that they have shot so far this year. And North Carolina, obviously with Caleb Wilson out, they've had some other injury issues. They have 3 really good players. Caleb Wilson is the best. He was kind of their linchpin of their offense, and he's done for the season. And so I think that North Carolina, they'll probably still get a 5 or a 6 seed. But I would look at that. I'm not going to, go out and say definitely bet against them in that first round, but it's just something I would look at. Kentucky, Iowa is another one. You got Bennett Sturtz in there. He's a great player. He played for Drake last year and transferred to Iowa. He was a D2 kid starting out and then transferred to Drake and then transferred to Iowa. So I think Iowa's a tough team. They play some gritty ball. I watched them play Nebraska this weekend. Just didn't die. Like they should have, that game should have been over many times, but they fought back in it. So they could give some people some issues. I watched the Texas A&M LSU game this weekend, and it made my eyes bleed. It was a 3 overtime game. I think there were 17 turnovers in overtime. It looked like both teams just wanted to lose. So that one, I would hammer UCLA over Texas A&M. I don't think they're that good of a team. I think Bucky McMillan will be a good coach, but the team that he has accrued right now is just not great at all. St. John's Yale, that's another one that intrigues me because St. John's, they've been very up and down. Like, obviously, they win the Big East, but we saw them put up, 0 field goals in the last 20 minutes of a game against UConn a couple weeks ago. And Yale's always frisky. Everybody that comes out of the Ivy League, I don't know what it is about all those like really smart kids, if it's maybe just the geometry of what they're doing on the basketball court or whatever, but they always give somebody a game. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. Miami, Illinois. I like that matchup a lot as a 7-2. That second, if that ends up being a matchup that you see, I wouldn't be opposed to putting a little sprinkle on Miami money line against Illinois. I don't think Illinois is as good as their record says they are, and I think they're soft. I don't know if it's the European brand of basketball that they play, but I think they are soft.
Okay, so here's Florida's bracket as an entire. Did we play Furman last year or no?
I don't think so. Furman is a 16 seed. Intrigues me. That's because they just won the SoCon yesterday. They beat ETSU, which they whooped them. That was a game I expected ETSU to win that one, and Furman came out, doused them. So I think that I don't think anybody in there, Utah State, TCU. I would love to play TCU again, get that revenge. I think we beat them by 30 this time. And then, you look at the potential Sweet 16
much easier matchup here in the second round than I think we had last year with UConn.
Yeah,
we
went through a gauntlet last year.
Yeah, UConn in the second round last year. You're never going to see anything like that. And then, you look at the Sweet 16, either St. John's or Virginia, probably.
We played last year, Texas Tech, right?
Sweet 16, it was Maryland. And then Texas Tech in the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
and I thought Maryland was tough, but it was definitely, I would say, the easiest game outside game 1 of March Madness.
Oh, yeah, easily. But you gotta understand at that point we were holding on for dear life. It was a roller coaster every single game.
Yeah, the UConn kind of just kicked off the. Auburn was pretty straightforward too. I never felt like we were. No, I can't say that. It was dicey. We pulled away, but very similar to Maryland. Like, it was Maryland. Queen had our number early on in the game, but once we realized it's kind of the one-trick pony. But yeah, St. John's and Virginia really don't give you that scare factor. But here's the thing. Going into it, I don't feel like Maryland had me shiver in my boots either. But
is there any of these teams that kind of maybe could give us fits just on a schematic? Or
I would say Houston's the only one that can scare me, and that would be what, an Elite 8 matchup.
Yeah, Houston would be the one. Nebraska, I've talked about them many times where I don't know how well their brand of basketball will work in the play or in the tournament. But Nebraska is one of those teams that if they get hot, man, there's nothing you can do. They shoot the three so well. All 5 of their guys on the floor can shoot extremely well. They have that big Turkish kid. He can shoot. They got the big Dutch kid. He can shoot. And then they have some of the best guard play. Sam Hoiberg is like a classic lunch pail guy. He's like 5'11", he was a walk-on. It's his dad's team, and then he earned a scholarship, and he's been kind of their motor the entire year, and he's been part of the reason that Nebraska's had their best year in all of our lives in basketball. So I think if Nebraska, we should smoke Nebraska, but I think that if they get hot, they're one of those teams, man. Like, it's in March. I don't know, but like, would I pick Nebraska against Florida? No, absolutely not. I think Houston's the only team that I would say worries me in this bracket, and that's if Houston even makes it there. And they've had some pretty off days recently. So I think that would be the way I would see it going. I think it'll be 1-2 in that Elite 8, and then I think we would beat Houston still.
So I say it's a favorable bracket just because of what we know from what we've said, right? But there is interesting points to take a look, because I like this little chart. These are kind of cool. So you see the projection history, the seed projection for Nebraska. Like, clearly they went on a run, and they were up there in the top echelon of basketball for a period of time there from January to February, where Nebraska was a favorite seed. So, like, this was a team at one point that was operating at a high level, is what that tells you. Houston, obviously, we know what they bring. They've been operating at a high level. They were, arguably a 1 seed for most of the season until just as of late here. So, again, those two teams carry a big punch. Virginia, kind of right where you would expect them to be. And again, I do think it falls off from there. I think that it's very top heavy, 1, 2, 3. I think four down, it kind of opens up. I don't think there's any team on here that scares the shit out of you. Louisville, you said, is getting hot right now. What I found interesting when we were going through this, Kentucky opened up as basically a 1 seed, just falling off a map. Since then, where's Auburn now? I want to see what they
had. They had them as one of the play-in 11 seeds, I think, in this bracket. Maybe.
Oh my gosh, they'd have to play them. They'd be playing in. Oh yeah, here they are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's okay. So they were
another team I would love to play again if somehow they make it, which I don't think Auburn would beat any of them. They might beat VCU. I don't see them beating Louisville. I certainly don't see them beating Nebraska or UC. I mean, they'd probably beat UC Irvine, but I don't see them making it out of that group at all. Like maybe they win 2 games at most. But Kentucky is another one of those teams, man. They have the talent, but they just don't look good. We played them this weekend, and there's no identity to the team. That Otega Owe dude is good. Like he was great. He kept them in the game this weekend. Cody and I were watching that live, where he and Tommy Houck were going band for band in the first half. He was the only reason that game wasn't even more of a blowout. So if you have those kind of talented players, it's like BYU, where I don't think I'll count out BYU in any game this year because DeBonsa is such a force of nature to watch in a game. It's the same with like Arkansas with Darius Acuff. He got SEC Player of the Year, and it made a lot of people mad. And while I do think maybe Tommy Houck should have been the SEC Player of the Year, I don't think that Darius Acuff winning it was necessarily, a slight to anyone. I think Acuff was one of the best players in the SEC this year, if not the best player. The only person that I was kind of pissed off about was Chinyelu being second team All SEC. There's not a better big man in the SEC than Ruben Chinyelu. The fact that he wasn't on the first team, that pissed me off. And then Boogie Flan not making the all defensive team. That makes there's not a better defensive guard in the SEC than Boogie Flan. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, we definitely not a lot of love for those guys, especially Rube. I feel like Rube just hasn't got enough appreciation just in general, even heading into like an NBA mock draft. I'm looking at this dude.
Good. We want that.
Yeah, good.
He's terrible. Stay away from him.
We're trying to put some funds together for a 3-peat.
We're trying to get the 3-peat going, and you're trying to tell everybody how great he is. But no, he's terrible. He's not good. Sorry. Fouls out every game.
This Duke seed, this Duke bracket, man. So obviously Duke number 1. Then you've got Michigan State, who an Izzo March team is never fun to be around. Iowa State, which that team's been on a burner if you ask John. Texas Tech, we know what they can bring to the table. I think that's just going to be a team to always watch out for. We've learned our lesson there. I wouldn't want to come across them. Arkansas can throw some speed at you, but again, those top 4 teams that I felt like last year when I was looking at our bracket, I was like, damn, bro, we kind of got throttled. I feel like Duke would be the number 1 overall seed. I could be wrong here, but again, that Michigan State, maybe you're weaker of the 2 seeds just because you have UConn as a 2 seed, Houston as a 2 seed, and who's over here? Illinois. I don't know. That's kind of possible.
Michigan State, man, I've watched them many times this year. They lost to Michigan yesterday, but Izzo he has something. He's got that secret sauce. He's got the Gatorade bottle from Space Jam that he gives his guys every March. And he just gets the best out of them, even if it's not a very good team. So I think, it would be kind of poetic if Michigan State beats Duke in the Elite Eight. I would love that. Texas Tech is one of those teams that they lost to BYU this weekend, but they didn't have their best player, JT Toppin. He leads the team in points and rebounds. He was out, and he's an incredible, I think he's like 6'10", big dude, post presence, where I think if Texas Tech can make it through to that Sweet 16, they could give Duke some fits because Toppin is just so dominant in the paint, and he's been playing in the Big 12, and the Big 12 has been a gauntlet this year. He's played all sorts of great teams. They beat Iowa State. They played Arizona. I think they beat Arizona one time. And like JT Toppin, if he can stay healthy, I think that they can give Duke a game for sure. But as I've talked about many times on this show before, unfortunately, I do think that this year is a year where the referees, the fix is, Toppin tore his ACL. All right, never mind. Forget what I just said. I didn't realize he tore his ACL. I thought he was just out for a couple games. Shout out to That's Jeezy for letting me know that. I did not know that he tore his ACL. Never mind. Forget Texas Tech. Who cares? Duke's going to cakewalk to the Elite Eight then because I don't see them losing to Arkansas. And I think it'll be Michigan State Duke in that. And I know it's all chalky and it feels kind of like a cop out to pick it this way, but I just don't see it. I think that the NCAA wants Duke to win this title. I think people are really undercounting that after watching the Michigan game. They wanted them to be the number 1 overall seed. They want them to win this tournament because they thought Cooper Flagg should have won it last year. So they're like, okay, we'll give it to Cam Boozer and them this year. So be on the lookout for that Duke whistle this year because it's going to be offensive and you're going to be yelling at your TV. I just hope we don't have to play them. I hope they slip up before we do.
Quick little, for our March Madness lovers here. So I would say 1 and 2 seeds, probably no upsets. You can sometimes get sneaky with the 4 over the 3. I don't see Nebraska, Bama, Iowa State, or Purdue losing. So let's go to the 4s. Texas Tech, Santa Fe, Austin's always a team that I love to pick in the tournament, but sometimes usually when they're a 12 seed. Kansas probably not going down as a 4 seed. And
Kansas, I don't know, man. I don't know about Kansas.
You like North Dakota?
I don't know if I like it. I'm just saying Kansas has been one of those teams all year where some weeks they show up hot and they look like they could play with anybody in the country. And it really just depends on if Darren Peterson wants to play. Because Darren Peterson, probably the best guard in the country. He's going to be a top 10 NBA pick, probably top 5. He's incredible, but I've said many times on the show, I don't know if he wants to be here so much. I think he's already thinking about the paycheck and who he's going to be on next year, where he's going to be able to play. And that's fair. I don't blame him. I mean, getting to the NBA was probably always his goal. So I do think, though, if Darren Peterson can play well, Kansas can give some people some fits because they have – and, I mean, they have Bill Self. They have the Kansas acumen. They've always been very good. They're, a historic blue blood program, even though they haven't won a title since I don't remember. But, I think Kansas is they're one of those teams, a 4 seed. I think Virginia could be out there, but the 5-12s, I think, are where it gets really juicy. I think Arkansas, USF.
Hold on. I like Utah Valley over Gonzaga here.
Ooh,
I'm not a believer in Gonzaga at all. I think
I'm not either.
Got some snipers from the outside. I think it could be one to watch out for. But
snipers let's go on Utah Valley's campus. Interesting.
All right. So we have Yale 12 over St. John's, like you said about those guys being smart. Northern Iowa over Tennessee. See, I like a Yale at 12 makes you feel good, right? Like that's just kind of like a common one that we've seen a lot. High Point just took down Florida baseball. That one is one to watch, in my opinion.
Well, Vanderbilt too. They've been this year. Vanderbilt has been a team I can't trust. I bet against them, they win. I bet for them, they lose handily. I can't track it. I sent you guys my picks for this weekend. I was like, oh, Tennessee's got it. But Rick Barnes strikes again. He heard me calling him the White Walker. He's like, sorry, John, that you bet on me. My team's going to lose to Vanderbilt, and it's going to take 45 extra minutes and cost Cody watching the first half of the Gator game.
That's factual. That is factual.
Ugh, man. Vanderbilt, they should be better, but they also should be worse. I don't really understand them as a team. I don't really know what to make of them. Arkansas, I hope South Florida doesn't get Arkansas. If it's South Florida, Vanderbilt, I will be hammering South Florida, Arkansas makes me a little bit more hesitant to pick them, but I do really like USF. They've been just beating the crap out of everybody in the American Conference. They're clearly the class of that league. So I think South Florida is one of those 12 seeds that I would definitely look at. The 11 seeds. Santa Clara is another one that I really like. They have this big Bulgarian kid. They beat St. Mary's last night in the Western Conference, West Coast Conference last night. Stayed up to watch that very late, but they ended up beating St. Mary's, and so they could be another team in that 11 slot to watch out for if they did beat SMU in that play.
Miami, Ohio. I'm already locking that in. They're playing North Carolina. Obviously, North Carolina losing one of their best players. BYU always got shooters. All right. And then yes, Auburn Louisville one could be an interesting. VCU one could be an interesting one.
I agree. I think that first weekend of the tournament is going to be very chalky in the first round, probably, but I think we're going to see a couple upsets. And then I think the second round, that's where we're really going to see where you could see a BYU beating an Alabama or a Louisville beating a Nebraska. Like, I think that that second matchup, that Saturday, Sunday of that weekend, that's where I'd be looking heavy on some of those, the upsets there. I think that'd be where I would look.
Yeah, like Louisville over Nebraska, BYU over Bama. I like Mizzou over St. Mary's.
I like the
way the Mizzou plays. I like the way Mizzou plays. Big fan.
Miami over
8-9's always
Illinois.
a shock. Those aren't upsets. Those don't count.
Yeah, but Miami over Illinois. If that ends up being a matchup, I'm going to be hammering Miami. I love me some Jay Lucas. I like the way Miami plays, and I don't think the way Illinois plays is that dissimilar to Miami, and I think they could give them fits. But obviously, this is all conjecture right now. We don't know how the conference tournaments are going to shake out, if this bracket will end up being even the way that it does look. But looking at it right now, if it ends up that way, I still like chalk. I like our bracket. I like our chances. And, I mean, I think it'll be us in Houston for a chance to the Final Four. I think that's
the problem, right? Like it could change dramatically to what. Oh, this is a little bit cleaner. Dramatically to what we see right now.
And you just don't know who's going to get hot, man. Like that's the beauty of college basketball.
Look at this one. This one's completely different. This one has, well, I guess not completely, but it has North Carolina in ours. We didn't have North Carolina in that other one we were looking at. Purdue as a 3 seed. Houston still has a 2 seed. Virginia has a 4, which was the same. Kansas is a 5, a little more dicey there. This one's way different than what we just saw. Again, that's what's. I don't think anybody has a clue where this thing can be. Florida may even be in the South.
Figured it out.
Northern Iowa.
Last 1 seed last year.
I figured it out, guys.
West.
High Point's playing the money game. Doug Witcher is a major supporter of High Point University, recently contributing $24.7 million, which includes a $3.6 million new baseball indoor hitting facility. Hey, everybody's playing the game.
Yeah, well, they just one rich guy, one rich benefactor.
Yeah,
change your whole athletic department. Look at Indiana.
I was wondering. I was like, why are they like so good at these sports all of a sudden? So they're a private school in North Carolina, small private school in North Carolina.
They were good last year, I think, weren't they, in basketball?
Yeah, they've been heating up the last couple of years. I think they made the tournament as well last year. I think they were a 13 seed maybe and lost. I think I picked them last year and they lost. And I think it was.
I think they had something cool, like whether it was either like their. I don't know if it was their. Maybe it was their logo I liked.
30-4 though. Ooh, that speaks.
So last year they had $24.7 million by Doug, and then they had an additional Christy Cortell gave $14 million, and Mark he's at 80. Mark and Jerry Webb gave $11.5 million together. So they're pumping some money in that place.
This is what I love about March Madness. Like, this is, in my opinion, March Madness is what's good for sports, because you start finding out about these teams, and like you'll do research about these people that you would have never even thought to look at.
And they did. I looked it up. They did play Purdue as a 13 seed last year and lost 75-63. I don't know why my brain remembered that High Point Purdue game, but it did. And I liked some experience though. They got some experience. It's a beautiful campus. Probably recruiting. I mean, 30-4. That's one of those Cinderellas you want to look at, because I mean, they've lost 4. They've 4 games, and their schedule's probably not great. But any team that can win 30 games in the regular season, man, that's a team you need to look out for.
They're a private Methodist college, so they got a little extra juice with the church money. They'd be dipping the tithes for the baseball bats and hitting facilities. Come on now.
Yeah, look, and they played Arkansas. Could be upset. This could be if it. Hold on, let me reshare my screen. If it does end up being like this, are you good to go, John, or are you gonna rip?
I'm good. I'm good for a couple more minutes.
Okay. This Utah Valley, because I think Gonzaga is just on just upset alert. You could have a 12-13 matchup right here.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that a lot this year, man. I think Gonzaga is fraudulent. I mean, that loss to Portland, to me, Portland I think was like the 300th ranked team in the net, and they lose to them. Like Gonzaga, like their conference is so bad, you have to beat everyone. That's just the way it is. And they didn't. They play Santa Clara tonight, I believe, for the West Coast Conference Championship. And I think that's going to be one that I might have to look at Santa Clara maybe for tonight. I think they're hungry. They need the win to get in because they're right on the bubble right now. They're one of the last 4 teams in. So I think if you're getting your March Madness gambling in early, I'm not saying it, but I would look at it. I'd stare at it for a while. I'd look at Santa Clara and go,
Stare at it.
They do not. They're on the Marquette deal. Okay, they're spending all their money and they have baseball, basketball, bass fishing, golf, wrestling, and ice hockey.
Sounds like my kind of school.
And esports.
I might be sending the Suns there. I like this 13-4 matchup and 11-6 with South Florida, North Carolina, and Santa Fe and Virginia. Like all of a sudden,
North Carolina, that's tasty to me. That one I'm looking at.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
I'm looking at it.
All of a sudden, these other matchups look. Mizzou's got a play-in game, so that means they gave Auburn the nod, huh? On this particular. Oh no, they've got Auburn out on this one. Man, they are
as it should be.
They were having themselves
how the mighty
fun.
Has fallen.
Well, look, I mean, so the SEC tournament's going to help them a little bit, no? I mean, they got to go on a run.
Unless if they lose first round, I don't think there's any way they make it in. But if they win a couple games, maybe beat like an Alabama, an Arkansas, a Tennessee, someone like that. If they get another quad 1 win, then they'll probably shoehorn them in somehow, and then they'll get waxed by whoever they play, or maybe they'll make a run. I don't know. Todd Pettiford's still a good player. I mean, I don't know anything about Stephen Pearl other than the fact that he got the Nepo hire. Yeah, so they're playing Mississippi State. Yeah, if they beat Tennessee, if they win 2 games, they'll make it. If they beat Tennessee in that second round, Mississippi State, that's not worth anything.
Well, I didn't make this bracket. This is Chris Phillips. I didn't realize he picked Arkansas to be a champion. I didn't realize he didn't care about being. I didn't realize he wanted to be an idiot today. That's cool. But I just more so wanted to see it laid out for everybody. Is what I was doing. So obviously you could see the first round is how it's seeded currently, and then everything else is predicted is what he thinks that would happen. So you can kind of do with what you will, but you can also see where they're at. I think but this has already changed since then. Huh?
Why would he pick Arkansas as a champion when we beat him? We beat him to sleep.
I don't know. It has to be to get clicks, dude. Because this thing got 533 likes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all just rage bait on Twitter. Just paying that rent every month. And also, like, picking Mississippi State over Auburn, like, I wouldn't pick Mississippi State to beat a YMCA team. Like, they're terrible. That bottom of the SEC this year, like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, South Carolina, LSU. Dude, I had to, like, watching that LSU game this weekend, it made my stomach hurt watching it. It made my eyes bleed. There's some teams in the SEC this year that are truly, truly horrific.
I don't think he's watching out the basketball. I think he's just guessing.
He's just throwing it out there for, he's like, oh, they'll beat Auburn. I don't think they'll beat Auburn. Like, I don't think they would beat, like, I think Auburn's terrible, but I think Auburn's better than Mississippi State.
So, yeah, South Carolina over Oklahoma. Like,
yeah, Oklahoma's been hot too. They're on the bubble as far as I've known recently. Like, if they win, they beat Texas A&M, they're probably in the tournament maybe. So I don't know. The SEC tournament matters a lot to everyone that's not Florida, pretty much, I think, in this bracket. Like,
yeah,
that's the only thing that I think could hinder us. I think we should win this tournament going away. All of these teams we should be able to beat by 20 plus. But I think if it comes down to it and we're going to be a 1 seed anyway, that would be the only thing that I think could lose focus a little bit. But I don't think Todd is capable of that because he's a psycho. And I think we'll still win it all because I just don't see anyone in the SEC tournament that can give us that much trouble. Like, I don't think Vanderbilt could. I don't think Tennessee could. Like, maybe Arkansas.
The Mizzou game, that's the one that scares me because they've had our number the last 2 years. I want to play them again. I want that battle tested. Yeah, I can't wait to play Arkansas after we swamped them by 45. I'm sure that match is gonna be close on a rematch there. Man, we should just start making stuff up. Clearly, that's how we get clicks here. Maybe they should change their name from Unfiltered.
Well, some say we do.
Yeah, maybe someone should have filtered this thing out. Watch Florida lose, and I get shit for this, but I feel like this is even like I didn't realize that we could just not try. That's cool.
Yeah, we believe in a Mike White team to do anything.
I mean, Texas. I don't know, man. There's a lot of teams in the SEC this year. It's just been
Georgia rolled
mid. I can't.
I can see Georgia getting hot.
Yeah, I can't figure this out. Can't the SEC? It seems like every time I pick a team, they're like, "Oh nope, we're taking this week off." Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Kentucky, all of them. Like Kentucky, the first time they spurned me this year was when they got 30-pieced by Gonzaga at the beginning of the year, and I was like, "Oh, Kentucky will beat Gonzaga easy," and they got just absolutely mollywopped during that game. That was terrible. So I the SEC this year, I don't know. It's just kind of like you have 4 good teams, maybe 5 if you want to get Tennessee involved in there. But I think even beyond Florida, Alabama, and Arkansas, I wouldn't bet on a single one of them being in the Sweet 16.
Here's how I look at it: is like last year, Tennessee and Alabama were absolute units to play, and Florida, we know, obviously rolled through the tournament, taking down Tennessee, taking down Mizzou in the tournament as well, which I was glad because we lost to them in the regular season. We took down Alabama too we took down Auburn. No, Alabama championship game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Bama, I think.
Yeah. So very, very. The only team we didn't play was Auburn because Auburn choked in this tournament. But there is, for me, the last year, like all those top SEC teams were very, very close. Like they were all really, really good. This doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it's Florida than everybody else. And so
I think that's kind of been the case with a lot of these conferences this year. Like it started out that way with the Big 12 and the Big 10, where it felt like there were all these teams that were, tight at the top. But the Big 10 to me now is pretty much Michigan and everybody else. The SEC is Florida and everybody else. The Big 12 has kind of become Arizona and everybody else. I mean, Iowa State and Houston have kind of been there, but they've been faltering a lot lately, where I think you do have this cream rising to the top. And I think that's something we've talked about, where the big boys are just bigger now. It's not there's not a team amongst those where I'm like, oh, they could make a run. I think it's just kind of a bunch of guys in conferences, and then just one great team, I should say. There are lots of good teams out there, but I think it is just kind of Florida and everybody else this year in the SEC, and that's okay. Even though like we are the net ranked number 1 conference, which I still don't really understand. I guess the analytics don't always make sense to me. Tennessee in the SEC championship game. It's an interesting take. Betting on Rick Barnes to win in March is never a good. And I know I say betting, I don't mean betting like in that regard. But
you're good. You can say, yeah. Well, John, great show as always. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on Friday then at 1:00.
Absolutely. I will be there.
Kick off this madness.
Hopefully to watch us beat Missouri or Kentucky again. I kind of hope it's Missouri. I want us to have a belt to ass revenge tour. I want to see Missouri. I want to see TCU. I kind of want to see UConn, and then maybe Duke, and then Arizona in the championship game. Just have Todd Golden's belt to ass revenge tour all the way to the national title in Indy.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I wouldn't mind getting a couple of repeats in there. But John, be good, man. Have a happy Tuesday. We'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see you on Friday, boys.
Yes, sir. John, ladies and gentlemen, another great job. Great show there with John. A lot of always great with information. I love him. Made the basketball segments much improved. Because us, our 2 doofuses, we don't know what we're doing for sure.
Yeah, we just watch the games.
Yeah, we're just there to have fun, get buck nasty after it. But yeah, so Friday at 1:00 is kind of what we're set. I mean, if you want to put it on your calendar, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 1 p.m. That's kind of the goal here. Am I Poppy?
Yes.
Let me shut this off real quick. That means you would have to talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, super excited for this weekend. Obviously, 3 live streams in a row at 1:00. Shelton will make it because it's the, it's nap time for the kiddos. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to have the boys all back together again, the band back together again. I've missed Shelton on these live streams. I've been doing a lot of them alone. John's helped me out on a couple, but it's magic when Shelton and I are watching a basketball game together. Football too. Hopefully a little bit better expectation this year, but basketball for sure. We make magic. What's up, Spolder? What's up? I was reading something. Got thrown off for a second. Dude brought oh, there it is.
Yeah, so
dude brought your basketball segment to irrelevance. Yeah, he's so good, dude.
No question. Well, I'll be posted up on Thursday okay, let's rip off Jeremy's comment. I'll be posted up next Thursday from basically 12 till whatever, at at best bet. Hopefully Florida plays then. Cody will be with us. You'll be sure. You're getting off?
Friday.
Wait, I thought you were going to hang out Thursday.
We play Thursday?
No, we were going to, I don't know. But we were going to live stream the whole day.
Oh, yeah. I'll be off Thursday because I'm taking Friday off.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Wait.
So, yeah.
Thursday night. No, I have to work Thursday night. No, I'm not going to be able to. Now thinking about it. I can be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't do Thursday, too. I mean, I guess I could take a paid day.
Well, it's not like this was like, this just is like out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know why I got this
like
so
it's
mixed
March
up.
Madness. I don't understand.
Oh, because I was going to fly down. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, how do we go from flying down to not even being on?
I could take a paid day. I'll just.
We had a call. We had like.
I'll take a paid day. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll take a paid day.
Goodness gracious!
Yeah,
I got Tyler's bailing. You're bailing.
No.
I don't know. We don't know what day we play yet, but ideally, if we were to have fun on Thursday, just shooting basketball. Just the first day of March Madness, like that was what we discussed. And then if they play Friday, then we'll have just a watch party for Florida on Friday.
So we're doing an all-day watch party, like an 8-hour boy?
Have you not been listening to anything?
All-dayer?
Do you guys see this? You're seeing it live. We literally, before the show started, John was like, hey, what time am I getting there on Thursday? I go, yeah, 12 to 8. And then I just said it's 12 to 8. And then I said, like, on like every show up to this show, 12 to 8.
Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha. Locked in now.
I don't think you are.
Dude, I got you know my schedule.
Here we go.
I got a billion things going on. I got
Whoa, here we go.
I do.
Boats. I
do.
I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Get out of here.
I got speed training twice a week. That's today.
I mean, if you're gonna say I got a lot to do and I gotta go training twice a week.
Well, and I lift 3 times a week, so I train 5 days a week.
There's 7 days.
And then I live stream Saturday. I knew we were coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday with live streaming.
All right, here we go.
I can't with you.
You
give me praise last night. Literally, hard work. You do it all when I'm not here.
How quickly can it change? How quickly
you do it when I'm not here? God, heaven forbid you say anything.
Yeah,
nice
I'm never gonna do it.
I'm
never gonna do it in front of you. That's
that's weird.
Uncalled for.
It's almost like you'd appreciate me or something.
I was talking to Steve.
Yeah,
I can appreciate you and still, call you out for making excuses.
Yes, I'll be here.
Maybe. Who knows? He'll probably forget we even had this conversation in like 30 minutes. A lot. You say that again.
Hey, I do.
Brother, we're training to run a sub 40 at 35 years old for.
That's a lot.
He goes, I got a lot going on.
I do.
He goes, I got like fighting.
I feel like this is a Jersey Jerry moment.
This guy.
I really do.
Fight. I got a lot going on, dude. Okay?
I got a lot going on, Dave.
Oh my God.
Now do you know what the press deals with?
Oh my God.
I'm a company guy. Are we charging the meals out or what? I mean,
I can't even have this conversation. A lot going on, dude.
A lot going on, dog.
You can see it in his face, guys. Like he's not even being facetious. Like he is in his head right now. Like
I am.
I've got a lot.
I gotta make sure. We
got our guy Jeremy fighting for his life over here, interviewing for job after job, and I got you lifting to run a sub 40. Whether you hit it or not, no one's gonna give a damn. And you're like, I got a lot going on.
I do got a lot going on.
Oh my gosh.
I can focus at one thing at a time.
If my guy's lost touch out of reality. He has so much going on, boys and girls. The guy yesterday goes, I'm really excited about this break 80 thing. I think I've got a chance to do that too. This is what I'm dealing with, okay? This guy is just living in his own
I forgot to pay the renter's insurance. It didn't get paid. Tiff was like, "What?
Look at this.
Pay it.
Guys, look at this.
Like, I got a lot going on." She's like, "You paid the trainer."
My son asked if we can get Cody's autograph at the spring game. I mean, he's got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. Listen, there's gonna be a lot of requests. I'm sure I can get to the front of the line though.
He might not be able to. He might not be able to.
Sure. For sure.
Oh no, I can do that. I can make time.
Get there early. Get there early. That's all I got to say.
Wait, did you say you didn't pay the mortgage because you were too busy paying your trainer?
I didn't pay the renter's insurance. She only told me 7 times to do it.
So you had a lot going on?
Yeah, I do have a lot. I got bass tournament next weekend. I'm trying to get making sure all my stuff gets in for that. I got to re-spool all my poles. I'm training for a 40. Okay, I'm the back-to-back champion at with this bass tournament league. I got to show up. I haven't done any scouting at the lake. We're not even in our boat. We're in a loaner boat. Okay, I don't even know how this thing's gonna go because he traded his boat in. He's getting a new boat. We're using a loaner boat of my cousin's. I don't even know if the thing runs. Like, I got a lot going on, guys. Like, I go speed training twice a week. Like, I don't even know if UPS getting the best out of me right now.
Good luck catching Cody that your best probably get is a blur as he runs the sub 540 yard and throws up the deuces like Neo Pro Day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to catch Cody on that weekend for sure. A little speedster. You little speedster, you. How do you do it? And all that, you come on here and just grace us with your presence and knock out a morning show.
I'm always here.
That is true. You are here. You are here. My goodness.
Yeah. Loaner boat for the tourney's a bold move. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. I mean, it's a bass tracker, but
Cody needs an assistant.
I need an assistant.
Can you live stream the bass tournament? It does, Kyle. It's a bold ask, bud. He's got a lot kicking right now, dude.
Got a lot going on. I have thought about getting.
You think Cody could operate all this? I think that's what people don't realize. Is like this. Well, machine,
I do it on stream. I do it on.
Yeah, Cody. You do it all, bud. You do it all.
No, I do it on the streams, on the game streams. When you're.
No, I know. You're basically a producer. No, I get it.
Well, I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none.
I would say,
like, really,
you're a jack.
Yeah, like, I get the problem is I get a little squirrely. Brain starts thinking.
You said this,
and I refuse to use a calendar.
If I ask you to live stream the bass tournament, there's no way in hell you're making that happen. Bro, you guys think, okay, oh yeah, live stream. You know how many times I told this guy to get clips of him working out, and I didn't get a single clip of leg workouts? Like, it's like pulling teeth to get this guy to make anything outside of this
the gym's a little weird. The gym's
got a lot going on.
Gym's a little weird. I don't like live stream.
There's nobody there, Cody. Who cares?
Well, sometimes there's nobody there.
Who cares if you're recording yourself? They don't know what you're going to go do. They don't realize that you're just making some stupid hype video of yourself for you running a sub 40. You're a content creator. You're an influencer. Tell them. They ask.
Yeah. I did use that the other day.
Yeah, but he has yet to run the 40, which is even more.
I did use the content creator thing yesterday on Twitter, so because they was giving me shit about
that is concerning. I didn't think about that. You have yet to run the 40.
Yeah.
Oh my! Too much going on.
I got a lot going on, dog.
How have you not run the 40 yet?
Well, this is like the first nice day. It's wet. We just had 7 pounds of snow on the ground. It's soupy.
So what if it doesn't get? What if it's just soupy up until April 11th? We're just SOL.
Well, no, I'll run one Thursday when I get there.
Cody.
Yeah.
You've lost me on the sub 5.
Why? I'm still sprinting.
What do you mean why? Okay,
sprinting.
Let me. Okay, if you showed up to your bass tournament on Saturday, and the guy you were fishing with on Friday showed up and had never casted a rod before, how would you feel about your chances of winning that tournament?
Pretty good because I'm a killer.
No, you can't cast. You're just driving the boat.
Oh, I'm just driving the boat?
Yeah, because that's me right now. I'm driving the boat, and I'm hoping that you can cast.
We're fine. We're fine.
No. Answer my question.
What?
You show up to the bass tournament on Friday for practice, and your guy who has to cast has never casted before. How you feeling? Yeah.
Not good.
Brother.
What?
You got to run a 40, dog. Figure it out.
I know I got to run a 40.
$900 a month for a speed trainer. Find a spot.
There's an indoor facility we might use Saturday.
We might.
Yeah.
Might.
I got a month. It's fine, dog. I'm training. I'm working on it. It's fine. It's not like I'm sitting on my ass I'm gonna roll out of bed and go run it today. You see me on the treadmill? Just saying.
The machine moves when you move.
Yeah, by your force.
I don't know how you think. Yeah, what's the weight at?
Huh?
What's your weight?
158.
I'm in shambles.
I don't know why.
I don't know how you feel that you could show up like you're like if
No, my trainer my trainer went to a college. Yeah, he went to St. John's. He's legit. And he get a certification online.
So are you content with
No,
never
this
running?
This treadmill isn't a regular treadmill.
That was a legit treadmill. That was like an NFL sprinter. Those go to like 22 miles an hour. Those are
they go as fast as you can go.
Oh yeah.
There's no speed. It's kind of weird because you're kind of like feels like you're kind of running on like ball bearing or glass. Like I don't think cats understand this.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Yeah.
It's like a bait caster. It's like clicking a bail and run on a bait caster is what it would be like.
Is casting a bait caster kind of hard? You've never done it, Cody?
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's pretty damn hard, Cody.
Yeah, I usually go out and practice.
A couple times before you just go and do it, right, Cody?
Yeah, usually the day before. Yeah. I'll go put a bucket out there with a jig.
You've casted a bait caster before, Cody.
Yeah. Trust the process.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Why don't you want to run? I think you don't want to run because you don't want to face reality.
It's muddy. Yeah, I don't want to blow. I don't want to blow a knee out running in my yard because it's muddy.
Go inside.
Go inside.
You don't want to face you don't want to face the clock.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's what it is.
You
don't want to face the clock.
Yep. You caught the tater. You caught the tater. I don't want to face the clock.
If I am in your shoes, I am doing everything in my power to get to run. No, you have not done everything in your power to go get a sprint explosion off and have it to go do it. No. No, you have not. You haven't. You know I'm right.
All right. We'll see.
Huge development here, boys. The Chalky odds are breaking. The guys behind the scenes. Man, I hated watching Mike White basketball, but let me tell you, Golden has got me fired up. Yeah, he's got all of us juiced.
I guarantee one thing, and eventually I will run the 40.
Yeah, this is very Napier-esque vibes of like, don't worry, DJ Lagway arm is fine. Yeah, Cody Lagway. Yeah, literally as I was saying it, that was the comment. 100%. Yeah. This is what it gives me. He's like, I'm fine. He goes, don't worry. I'm going to be fast. I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all.
I'm not. I'm confident.
We're gonna get a run in.
Yeah. Let me check the weather.
Oh no. It was 77 the other day.
Yeah, for one day, and it rained. We got flash flooding.
Cody's getting mental reps.
Yeah, I'm getting mental reps on. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Let's see. Let's see the weather.
I'm concerned that if I didn't give you flack today, that you would have showed up to the
100% chance of rain tomorrow. Probably Saturday.
Saturday we have a watch party.
How long does it take you to run a 40?
I don't know.
How long did it take you? All week? All day?
It take you all day. I don't know. We haven't done one yet.
Run a couple warm ups.
You can't do just one. You got to get a couple in there. It takes you a minute.
Yeah.
To get your... 5 seconds. Here's the other part too that you're not taking into consideration at all. You're not even thinking about this.
What's that?
I'm doing it. We got March Madness coming up, bro.
Okay.
I mean that is going to consume our weekends.
Well, I train regardless.
I know. It's when you're making content, you're gonna be a little tired when you're screaming and yelling at the TV screens.
Oh yeah, I'm procrastinating, but I go to the gym 6 days a week. Yeah, that's real fucking procrastination. Okay.
We're in his head. He's getting wobbly. He's getting wobbly.
Yeah.
I'm still hurting from running my 40. My no joke, my leg is still jacked. So I don't know if I'm gonna be running it. I'm icing every night like a 40-year-old man. Brutal. So I don't recommend that. I recommend stretching properly before you do it.
Well, yeah, I do
Cody,
yoga. I do yoga 30 minutes a day.
In the chat for having these concerns. These are reasonable concerns.
What's the concern?
The fact that you haven't ran one.
I'm still running.
Those are two different things. It's two different animals. You got to get off the block speed. It's the technique. It's knowing what you're like. I mean, like I did it. Like I've never ran that way before, and I'm like, yeah, you got to do it a couple of times to get. And you get zonked pretty quick. So it's not like you can go and do 50 of them at an elite speed. You got maybe 3 good ones in you, and like to really kind of hammer down on that form. Like I would want to know what I'm getting myself into. Like you want to walk up to that line and not know, like, and not feel comfortable in that world. Like that's what that's how
you're saying after spending all this money and all this time, I'm gonna show up to Gainesville unprepared.
That's what you just said.
No, it's not.
You said I'll practice on Thursday.
I was joking.
Well, you're not a very good joker.
Thursday of the run, the day before the run. No.
Chat.
I was joking. I was literally joking.
It took you 45 minutes to tell me you were joking, which makes me feel like you weren't joking.
I'm not worried about it.
I know you're not worried about it. I'm worried about it.
Why?
How we can go from the hype video, here in less than 24 hours.
Love it. Love the naysayers.
Can we get a 40 scheduled?
Yeah.
When are we running our 40? And here's how I know you weren't joking. Because you're like, let me look at the calendar when I can run. You had no plans.
The weather. I had to look at the weather.
Cody, we are.
Bro, I'm not in Florida.
So you're not running. Okay, I understand these things. So again, now you're back to making me feel like you weren't going to run. So this weekend, you weren't planning on running until I harassed you about it. So if that were the case, you were headed into next week without running. And next week's the beginning of March Madness. You're not running next weekend. Especially we're live streaming all day Thursday. Probably going to have a game Friday. And if we have a game Friday, that means we have a game on Sunday. So you're going to sleep all day Saturday. So now you're down to 1, 2, and then it's the week of the race.
Why would I not run on the weekend? I don't understand that. I don't really have a life other than.
We haven't ran one yet.
Okay.
So all of a sudden now we're gonna run one on the next weekend. All of a sudden, what's changed?
I told you when the weather's nice.
What if it never gets nice? There's another cold front coming through. I'm getting a cold front next week. It's gonna snow
on you.
An
indoor facility. I'll find an indoor facility and run it. I don't know why you're so concerned.
Yeah. So tomorrow it's going to rain. Then Thursday it's 30. Then Friday it's 39. Then Saturday it's 32. Sunday it's going to rain. Then it's 21 degrees next Monday. Then 15 degrees next to... Yeah. It's not getting any better. You live in hell.
I know.
Golly. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning live at 8:05. We got Zach Goodall joining us here. Y'all be good, be safe, get your bet, your Cowsies in. Great show as always. Smash it. Shout out to John. We got basketball tomorrow. We'll see you boys. Peace and love, baby.
It's Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, Cowboys out riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the